let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So we disagree on this, don't we?
You do? The Gillette commercial? Oh no,
You really liked it, and I was just kind of like, it's a little bit sketchy at times.
Well, that's because you said it was sketchy because you made me aware of something that I didn't know about before. But at first, you thought it was funny.
Oh, I still think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I do too. I just think it's good and hilarious at the same time.
I'm gonna try to pull it up. You keep talking about it.
All right, so I don't want to say too much about the Gillette commercial. I thought it was like, oh, this is cool. You know, it's a change of pace, which I wasn't expecting. But at the same time, after I was somewhat enlightened by what, you know, my comrade over here told me. Comrade, it was my Kemosabe friend over here. It was kind of hilarious.
To the power of one. Anyway,
Kemosabe to the power of one.
I first watched this. I thought it was hilarious to think that this is a shaving ad.
I know, it's a shaving commercial. It's unexpected. We'll say that.
I watched The Young Turks, which I think are complete dumbasses.
Who?
It's a like more progressive news source.
Mm-hmm.
But they can have their opinion, and I can have mine. But they often attack conservative opinions. I mean, it's probably deserved because a lot of the conservatives attack their position on things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a screwed up society where everyone's like, oh, I hate these people because they have a different viewpoint than mine. And then I'm like, well, who's in the right? No one's in the right anymore because they just attack each other. So I'll just be in the right now. They're all dumbasses.
Dang.
Anyway, let's start the commercial.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Look up what toxic masculinity looks. Wait,
I got you.
Is.
Toxic. Oh wow! I just typed in the word toxic, and masculinity is the first thing that shows up.
Google, thank you. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, the first couple words are bullying, Me Too movement, toxic masculinity. Yeah.
All right. According to drnerdlove.com.
Such a reliable source. I couldn't even think of a better one.
I know, right? It's incredible. The toxic masculinity definition is a term from social sciences that describes norms of accepted behaviors among men that are portrayed as good and natural but are in reality physically, socially, and psychologically damaging. The toxicity doesn't come from being male or masculine. Wait, what?
Read the last part.
The toxicity doesn't come from being male or masculine.
Okay, so it's something different. You see, when I first thought of it, I thought it was attacking the idea of being masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, because like you can be a tough guy, just don't be rude.
Yeah, don't be
a jerk.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think there's nothing wrong with being masculine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here might be a better example or definition. It's by Urban Dictionary though, but which might not be the most credible source. Social science term, yada yada yada. It's a defined term on masculinity that as exaggerated masculine traits like being violent, unemotional, sexually aggressive, and so forth. It also suggests
I like the first one better because I think that because this one is like this one's attacking more like the position of, you know, this is inside of all men, whereas the first one is just kind of like it's this idea that masculinity can be confused for something that's bad. You know what I mean? Because I feel like to be masculine, it's not a bad thing. Well, it can be a very good thing if you're raising someone with your masculine traits and you're just bringing them up to be a man someday. I mean, I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but at the same time, like I think basically to summarize, toxic masculinity is essentially, you know, it's masculinity. However, it's not the masculine.
I don't think it's masculinity at all. I think it's masculinity taken wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was just gonna get to that.
Sorry.
My cinnamon.
I did what to your cinnamon?
My cinnamon bun. No, but it's not true masculinity. It's
fake masculinity.
Yeah, it's this concept of masculinity that has been warped.
It's insecure. Very few insecure men who feel the need to do crap like that.
Mm-hmm. I think we should just let the commercial play and then we can talk about it so it makes more sense to the audience.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But some
I'm sorry, I had to stop it. When they say boys will be boys and boys will be boys, they're fighting over like a Lego or something, I bet. Like, they're definitely... I mean, if they were truly like fighting, like fists going through people's faces, that's different. But these kids, they didn't look like they were... I mean, maybe it's just me, but... Anyway, besides that, obviously they want you to think that they're actually fighting.
Yeah, and it's just you. No, I'm just kidding. But
let me say this real quick, and then you can talk. But basically, when I think of someone saying boys will be boys, I think of a kid going outside and getting their new jeans muddy. I don't think of two kids brawling and going in through all-out fights. You know what I mean? Like, even then, it's still a little bit different because they're just kids. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm part of the problem or something, but I don't think of two kids, like, actually hating each other. I think of maybe two brothers duking it out. Or maybe just a kid going out and getting his jeans muddy, and then he walks in, and his mom's like, "How dare you get your new $30 jeans muddy?" And then his dad would be like, "He's just being a boy. He's just being a kid."
I
I
see.
think it's not what they... It's like they're saying that these kids will grow up to be sexual assault people.
Well, I see what you're saying, and when you think boys will be boys, you know, it's not necessarily, oh, these guys are fighting each other, but the point that they're trying to get across is that, you know, they're saying that
It's ingrained in society that that's acceptable.
You know, boys messing around and fighting when actually, you know, obviously when you were describing it, it's like it just looks like they're fighting over a leg or something, you know, they're just messing around, they're not actually fighting when it's meant to be taken as they're fighting. Like they're actually, you know, they got upset at each other, and obviously it's little kids getting upset at each other, and it's, you know, it's nothing like, oh man, you know, it's nothing super bad, I guess. Super bad isn't really a good phrase, but you know what I mean.
I don't see how any of the people saying boys will be boys, or even the kids that are fighting, I don't see how any of them are in the wrong.
The boys, wait, hold on. You gonna say that again?
There's like 20 men standing behind a grill saying boys will be boys and the boys will be boys and stuff like that. I don't see how they're in the wrong. Those kids, what are the chances that those kids are actually going to grow up to be sexual assaulters or whatever it's called?
I don't think that's necessarily implied, but what it is implying is that, you know, they're fighting each other, and, you know, I keep saying, you know, you know what I mean when
Canadian
they're fighting
over here, you know.
Oh my gosh,
You know.
they're fighting each other, and we shouldn't be allowing them to fight and say, oh, you know, they're just being them. You obviously play fighting, sure, that's allowable, but when you're fighting, you know, you don't want to raise your kid to become that way.
Oh yeah, but I don't know.
It depends on the way you take the commercial. It can be taken from different perspectives, but yeah.
I've never personally seen two kids just like complete fighting, and then adults just looking at them like $20 on Jimmy. Like, I've never
$20 on Jimmy.
Like, come on.
Yo, I got 30 for George.
Do you think they'll be done before these sausages?
I got $10 for 5 minutes.
Even today, that phrase has a magical ring to it.
What?
Wait, what?
I clicked on another video and a PragerU ad came up.
That phrase is magic.
Oh man, what is this podcast?
Oh no, it's toxic masculinity.
I have to find. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play more.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and...
By the way, Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks, that's what she is. Obviously, you can't tell her personality by looking at her, but just thought I'd give you a face to the name.
Mm-hmm.
She
Thank
has
you.
said some stupid things that I disagree with. That doesn't make her inherently dumb, but I just completely disagree. And sometimes, oh my goodness. She said one time she was like, people shouldn't be fat shaming. And then there's another clip of her saying, "Get off the stage, you fat fudge." But she didn't say fudge, she said the F-bomb.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, hypocrite. Come on, man.
Hypocrite.
And then there's another clip of her saying that women who voted for Donald Trump are complete dummies, like dumbasses who they're completely idiots because I don't even know why she said it. She had a reason for it, but it's just so dumb. It's like, can you hear yourself talk? Can you hear how someone voted against you? Now you're calling them an idiot? Like
They don't heed their own words, essentially.
it's like, yeah, oh my goodness, like and they use her for this.
Continue.
Sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing.
I just want to point out they're shooting like a video or something. They have a pretty expensive camera. They might be shooting like a music video or something. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have said sweetie, but besides that, context matters. What if they're shooting a music video and they need that for, whatever? You know what I mean? Like the people making this video told those women to act sexy and then be like offended that the guy said this right afterwards. So like context matters. What if they're shooting like a video? Whoever said that they're, you know what I mean? Like
Wait on. So in this scenario, you're saying like they're supposed to be acting that way, and then just some guy comes out of nowhere, and
no, like they were shooting like a video. It looked like they have a really big expensive camera. It looks like those girls were hired to be in the video, music video, whatever kind of video they're making, and that's what it looks like to me. But I think context matters.
I think the context that they're trying to provide is that they are watching something happen. Not that it's a video, but like this woman's just walking by, going about her day.
Well, no, they're by a pool, and then they're in bikinis, and then the guy's holding like a huge, expensive camera, like huge, like bigger.
Let me see this video. Because
back it up.
We believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie.
See? That's a big
To say
camera.
the right thing.
It looks like they're shooting like a music video. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have said sweetie or whatever, depending on how you think of things. It sounded kind of strange coming out of how he said it, but like,
also, it depends if they knew each other too.
yeah, but I don't know.
I think the context.
Maybe I'm part of the problem, but I think context.
I'm part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, my guys. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? But context matters. Let me just point that out. Maybe I'll just put it in their context for this video because obviously they wouldn't be showing the wrong context.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be showing the right context for that happening.
To act the right way.
Bro, not cool.
Some already are.
Some, just some. There's a minority of men that are actually good, and everyone else is inherently bad.
I won't say inherently bad, but I get that. Think about it. Think about all the kids at our school who are just
They're
jerks.
teenagers. They're dumbasses.
Yeah, and those teenagers grow into dumbass adults. Like,
I think they change a lot more than you think.
think about it though. I mean, yeah, we're in a very stupid moment, But if you think about it, we can't really say much. We can't think, adults are good people or they're bad people either. We haven't gotten past high school or past college yet.
But we've met people. We know people. We know enough, I think. But to say only some of them, like it's such a huge majority of men that are bad, I feel like, maybe I'm just reading it the wrong way, but still, I feel like it's going against everything.
But at the same time, if you think about it, those kids, if we're going to use them as example, yeah, they're teenagers and they act stupid a lot or jerkish. They have parents. Most of them, I'm assuming, have parents that are able to teach them what's between right and wrong. And I'm hoping that they teach them not to be a jerk. But how can they teach them not to be a jerk if they are a jerk?
I think some people just grow up to realize what was wrong with what they...
Yeah, that's true, but we can't prove that.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
In ways big
Yo, men,
and small.
I am strong.
I have nothing against this part. It's a good part.
That was a nice heartwarming where the dad's holding his little daughter and saying what?
It shows all these clips of I am strong, and there's other guys separating a fight, and then it just shows this guy running up and separating two kids fighting over a Lego.
I am strong.
I am strong, and then his dad walks up. Hey, that's not how we treat each other. Timmy, you get the Lego. But Dad, that was my Lego. Too bad you fought for it. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
It shows all these huge clips of actually inspiring stuff, and then it just breaks up two boys because they're not even really doing it.
But I think that's the context that you're getting, but the context that they're trying to provide is that they're actually fighting. Like, you know, one of them did something to anger the other one, and now they're fighting. And he's trying to teach them that, hey, we don't resolve our problems by fighting about it. We resolve them through
Also,
talking.
in this shot, where's the thousands of grills? It's just one.
No, I'm disappointed.
How much do you think all those Weber grills cost? They're just like those little, probably like, I don't know, maybe they just retook the shot and just, no, they have special. That's just probably
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay.
Because the boys watch.
I'm sorry, this kid, the first kid that they show that when they say that the boys of today are watching, he is creepy as hell.
Wait, who?
Look at his face. He looks like he's from Poltergeist.
Oh, that's so mean. But
I'm sorry. Like,
I see
come
what
on, dude.
He does look a bit off.
Who's the cameraman on this angle? Like, geez, tell him to put on a little smile or something. The rest of them are fine.
He's just serious.
Will be the men of tomorrow.
Where'd that Asian kid come from? We didn't see him throughout the whole thing at all, and then all of a sudden, boom, that kid's there.
Let's just continue.
I'm sorry.
We're getting sidetracked.
Sorry.
Finish the video.
Oh, such a good video.
And it's a shaving commercial.
Yeah.
Like, how? Like, I when I first watched that video, I forgot I was watching a Gillette or Gillette.
You know, maybe that's the point. Maybe it's like, hey, we don't have to be some giant inspiring company to make our point of what we want to. Did I tell you this before? But I was just sitting there. I was like, I wonder if they were in a board meeting and some woman's like, what if we tackle the subject of toxic masculinity? And they're like, Becky, you're fired. That's a stupid idea. And then Chad comes up and it's like, what if we get our name out there by being controversial, by talking about toxic masculinity and be like, Chad, you're promoted. You genius, Chad.
You did tell me that before.
Yeah, it's kind of like the
What a Chad.
IHOP thing. Like, what if this is just one of those things where it's like,
It's
let's
supposed to attract
just put
attention.
this out in the news. Let them deal with it. Let them fester with it. We'll get our name out there. See what happens.
See what happens. It's just it's just a way to promote themselves. Essentially, is what you're saying. They're just trying to.
I think that's a possibility, and they might actually be coming from their heart on this one. They might actually be doing that, but
it's also possible that they're just like, hey guys, look at us. We're still valid.
yeah,
We're still cool. Hit with
well,
the kids.
we're still here, guys. You can buy pancakes at our house. Oh, pancakes.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
You should hop on over.
Well, that's enough for today. I have to go punch him in the face for making a pun. No, I'm just kidding.
You got me. That was pretty fun.
That was punny.
Oh, now we really have to end it. We're too cringy now. Okay.
Okay, do we have anything else to say for this? I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done too.
This is an hour-long podcast. Maybe even more.
Ooh. Is this our longest podcast?
I honestly don't know. We'll have to check.
I think so.
Probably.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
That is the end of Kemosabe Squared. Please tune in for next week. If we do it next week. Just don't
Tune in when you can.
Yeah, tune in. Just tune in.